so fucking delusional. They really are delusional. And bitch, if you're gonna be delusional, let it not be during Black Women's Black History Month. Okay, please. We don't have time for that shit during Black Women. I don't have time for that shit during Black Women's Black History Month. I don't got time for the bullshit during Black Women's Black Beyonce History Month, period. Should I pay my rent or should I buy Beyonce tickets? Literally, that was the conversation I was having with myself on the first day of Black Women's Harriet Tubman, Michelangelo Black Women's African Women's Month. Jessie, you left us hanging during Black Women's Black Beyonce History Month. Where you been during Black Women's Black History Month? Girl, y'all been cussing me out in the comments. Well, here I am. There I go. Here I is. There I go. During Black Women's Black Beyonce History Month. Why would Beyonce drop her album on the first day of Black Women's Coretta Scott King Harriet Tubman Month, simultaneously on the same day that rent due, during Black Women's Black Haitians Month? Like, what's going on? Like, girl, I really need Beyonce. Somebody need to tell me. Girl, do you not know the economical times that we are in, girl? These socially consciously economic times. Bitches ain't got no money for rent. Why am I out here fighting for my life? Should I pay my rent or should I buy Beyonce tickets? Literally, that was the conversation I was having with myself on the first day of Black Women's Harriet Tubman, Michelangelo Black Women's African Women's Month. What's going on? Like, girl, this is not how you bring in Black History Month. I'm sorry. I don't care what the people talking about. Oh, that's so iconic. Girl, that is not iconic. That was economic violence, period. I know I've been gone for a minute, but I'm back with the jump off. Child, your sister has been busy. First of all, let me just catch y'all up, because I know I haven't been consistent with my videos, but Dish Nation gave me a job. First of all, shout out to Sherry Shepherd. Sherry Shepherd used to be on the cast with us, but you know, she got her own show. She took over Wendy Williams' time slot. She gave us a cute shout out.
I want to say congratulations to Tamar Braxton and Jessie Woo, because they've been named new hosts of Dish Nation. And I love this, these crazy ladies, because I am stepping away from the show, and I'm so glad that they understand. It's a lot going on here, so I'm stepping away and they are stepping in.
It was so funny because literally I got a call from my aunt. My aunt was like, Jessica, congratulations, Jessie Woo, Tamar Braxton, congratulations, Jessie Woo. Jessica, I'm watching Shelly. I'm like, Batty, what's going on? Shelly Shepherd. She said, congratulations to Jessie Woo. You don't call her auntie to tell her you have a new show. I'm like, oh my gosh, Sherry Shepherd, yes. So shout out to Sherry Shepherd for the shout out that she gave me and Tamar Braxton. Girl, you made me extra famous to my Haitian family, child. I am the talk of WhatsApp, okay? She gave us a nice shout out. She congratulated me and Tamar, so you can catch Tamar and I on Dish Nation. So let me explain it here, because I see a lot of people in the Dish Nation comments, they ask this sometimes. So me and Tamar alternate. We are alternating hosts. Tamar is booked, okay? She's booked. She does Dish Nation. She has plenty of other shows that she does. She has more shows coming out, and she's also actively touring. So she can't be there every week. And while they were doing test runs with guest hosts, I did really well. A lot of you guys were demanding that they hire me. So when Tamar can't be there, I'll be there, and vice versa. And then sometimes you'll catch us together. Last week we had our first shows together. I was really excited about that. So make sure that you support us. I really feel so good about working this job at Dish Nation. I feel great about getting this promotion during Women's Black History Month. And it's just great. It feels good to be rewarded for my work. I work very, very hard, and when I go into work, I always have a positive attitude. I try to be positive all the time and be nice to everyone at work. And Dish Nation is literally, I think it's my favorite job that I've had because it's the most laid back one. Like literally, all I have to do is show up and be me. Yes, there are times when, you know, if I'm introducing a segment, I read, you know, the teleprompter, but for the most part, it's really just me. And I'm really happy that this is what I fought for. This is what literally summer 2017, when I got fired from my last job, I got fired literally a week after I prayed to God and I said, God, I really want to use my talent to pay my bills. And so here I am almost 6 years later, and that's what I've done. And now I'm seeing that I'm literally starting to scratch the surface. Like I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but I'm so happy that I'm getting these opportunities. So shout out to Dish Nation. Another shout out I have to give out to is TV1. Y'all, TV1 took me to the Grammys. Like I could not believe that TV1 was taking me to the Grammys, I think, until we went there the day before. This is like unreal.
We're back here. I'll do you guys know.
Unreal.
We're back here.
Unfucking real. During Black History Month. This is crazy. During Women's Black History Month. I'm living out like a lifelong dream. Like I really get to be at the Grammys. This is insane. I don't even know what to say. I could cry. And got to see what it looked like, what the red carpet looked like, where everything was gonna be. You know, it's a lot to. Ooh. Am I getting COVID during Black Women's History Month? I'm not gonna speak on that. We're not gonna speak that into my life, child. Not during Black Jesus Month. It took so much to even like get your credentials at the Grammys. Like it's like filing for citizenship. Like it was ridiculous. Like, but the process is great. I think it's great that they do the process that they do. But it's a lot to get your media credentials. A lot of testing, a lot of verification, identity verification. Like it's a lot. And so as I was going through the process, I'm like, what the, like I cannot believe Kathy Hughes and them hired me for TV1, and it was TV1's first appearance at the Grammys as Black media. And TV1 was the only African-American media with a platform. So at the Grammys or at the Oscars, the Golden Globes, usually there will be people who are actually at the center of the carpet where people must stop. And they usually have a platform where they have lights, you know, they have a teleprompter, they have producers and everything. Then there's like at the very, very end of the carpet, you'll see a whole bunch of people, like photographers taking pictures, and in between these photographers you have people like fighting to get a celebrity to say something, you know what I mean? And so it meant a lot. Shout out to Claude Camini. She made my dress, y'all. So let me tell y'all this dress story during Black Women's Black History Month. TV1, and I'm sorry, I'm about to head out, so I'm just like touching up my makeup. I have to go to Harlem. I'm actually going to a Prime Video event for Harlem, the season 2. Season 2 of Harlem is out right now on Prime Video, and they did their press today in Atlanta, and tonight they're having a big pajama party, and I'm really, really excited to go. So I'm just touching up my makeup so I can go. I'm actually using Sephora setting powder. It's slowly becoming that girl for me. Very affordable, and she gets the job done, child. So anyway, so y'all, let me tell you about this dress. So first of all, TV1 is very conservative, and I bought 4 dresses, okay, which were not cheap, okay, 4 dresses, and you know, they had to get approval. I had to get approval for my dresses, and child, as I was sending in my dress options, they just was not feeling them. So then, like right before I was gonna go head to LA, I hit up a styling friend of mine, and she had sent me a dress, and I was like, nah, I was not feeling it. So then literally like on the flight to LA, I was like, I felt God was like, yo, go ahead and call Claude. But I didn't want to call her because it was such short notice. I was flying into LA on Thursday. The show was Sunday. And she makes dresses. So it was such short notice. I didn't want to hit her up. Black Jesus was like, listen, I need you to hit her up. It's Black Women's History Month. Go ahead and hit her ass up. Okay? So I did what Black Jesus told me to do. I hit her up. And I told her, you know, I don't have a dress to go to the Grammys. She was like, I got you. I have the perfect dress for you. And the dress that she had was literally a dress that she hasn't started selling yet. But she kind of did like a IG reel to it. And the dress was made for the model. But baby, I am not as skinny and tall as that model. So she literally had to remake and reconstruct the dress just for me. So on Friday, she fitted me. And then on Saturday, we did a second fitting. And literally Sunday, she was still like sewing things together, still preparing it as we were getting dressed for the Grammys. And so literally that dress was made up until that day for me to go to the Grammys. I literally cannot thank her enough for doing that for me, especially like last minute like that. Claude has literally been making dresses for me since 2018, and the first time I went to the BET Awards, she made that dress for me. And I love going to award shows and dressing very Afrocentric and celebrating the fact that I'm a Black Africans Haitian women's during Black History Women's Month. Okay, like I love doing that. I always love to pay tribute to where I come from, and I feel like as a Haitian woman, I've always known that I was African. My mom always made that very clear to us, that we were Africans that, you know, spoke Creole, and I love paying homage. I feel like next time I do get like a big gig like this, I do want to do something that's more Haitian centric. Maybe I'll have her create something for me, like something like a Carabella dress, but something that will look really, really good on the carpet. Like a nice spin on Haitian Carabella dresses. I think that would be really, really dope to take it there. But Claude is from Cameroon, very, very talented. Please support her. Like her Instagram is Claude Kamini. Dresses, like she's gifted. I really feel like her making my dress, honestly, it was such a hit that the network was like, oh my God, like we didn't, because I had sent so many dresses that they didn't like. I was like, you know what? They have to like this one. There's no way they're not gonna like this one. And I sent it to my boss and she loved it. And when I showed up in it, everybody's mouth dropped. So much, like everybody on the red carpet's mouth dropped. I'm really sad that I didn't get a chance to take a picture, like and get a Getty's image picture. I'm really sad I didn't get to do that and maybe like possibly get best dressed, but it's okay, it's cool. There'll be other opportunities. I was busy working. I didn't really have the time to do that. But it was amazing. Y'all, people love my dress so much that earlier when we first got there, when we were setting things up, there was this white woman who came up to me and she's like, nobody here, no one here looks as good as you. No one. Like, I think she was like Australian or something like that. And I was like, thank you so much. So then later on, I look to my left and I see Shania Twain. I'm like, oh, hell nah. Is that Shania Twain? Mind y'all know I go up for Celine. As a child, my three idols were always Celine, Whitney Houston, and Shania Twain. Okay, like my mother used to pimp me out at these Haitian people weddings and sing from this moment right beside you is where I belong. From this moment on. Like, bitch, that was my song. Can't wait to live my life with you. I can't wait to start. Like, bitch, that was my motherfucking shit. My throat a little ashy right now, but bitch, that was my shit. You and I will never be apart. Bitch, that was my dream came true because of you. Bitch, that was my shit, bitch. I said I have to speak to Shania. And guess who her publicist was? The lady who came up to me. So Shania's walking by. I'm like, Shania. But she's like, gotta go. And I'm like, I'm begging her publicist, ma'am, please. And then Shania saw my dress. She's like, oh, that's a beautiful dress. And then they came over. Bitch. Then we started singing together. All right. That won't keep you warm in the middle of the night. That don't impress me. I'm living my dreams. Like, bitch, I'm living my dream. During Black Women's History Month, I'm living my dreams. During Black Women's History Month. Yes! I love that for me. Okay? I made sure to touch tonight. Girl, I'm Canadian just like you. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I sing your song at weddings all the time. I love you, Shania. I love you. She was like, okay, let's wave to Canada. She was so freaking sweet. Y'all, honestly, the Grammys were so amazing. And I came into contact with so many legends. This year's show, I think, was a black ass show. Jessie Collins did his thing with that. But how dare the Grammys disrespect Beyonce during Black Women's Beyonce History Month and award her, you know, hype us up for y'all to award her, but not give her album of the year. America really has a problem. See, she wasn't lying when she said America had a problem, okay? I think that was very racist. And it's very strategic how the Grammys, or a lot of these award shows, but especially the Grammys, they love to award black artists in only black categories. You see that? But what they'll do with white artists, they'll gladly give white artists black categories all the time, but they won't do it in reverse. So yeah, while Beyonce is the most decorated Grammy Award winner of all time, when you look at the places where she's been awarded, it actually sucks. Because you should award her accordingly. We can't be just satisfied with her being, it's like, we can't, during Black Women's Black History Month, it's just a reminder that we can't always be just happy with what we get. Nah, that's not fucking enough. Do the shit that we motherfucking asked for during Black Women's History Month. Okay? See, now we gotta pray that the ancestors, come down and fucking, you know what I'm saying, ruin Harry Styles' life. And it's not even his motherfucking fault, but how dare he get on the stage and say something like, oh, this kind of stuff never happens to me. Sir, I'm sorry, you are a white man. Okay? I'm like, what? You are literally a white man. This shit always happens to you. Get the fuck out of here. Like, white people are so fucking delusional. They really are delusional. And bitch, if you're gonna be delusional, let it not be during Black Women's Black History Month. Okay, please. We don't have time for that shit during I don't have time for that shit during Black Women's Black History Month. I don't got time for the bullshit during Black Women's Black Beyonce History Month. Period. So anyway, y'all, so I just want to catch up, let you guys know what I've been through, what I've been going through. Also, you know what? I mean, should I give y'all a quick story time? I think, like, because love is in the air and everything, I should, like, kind of catch you guys up on dating. I have been dating, and there was an incident that happened to me recently that I want to talk about. But you know what? First of all, let's go to the Harlem Season 2 party, and then meet me back here afterwards.
We get to the venue and ta-da, they give us our own slippers and matching pajamas. I was like, okay, I know that's right. This venue was really, really nice. This party was hosted by Prime Video, their team, as well as Toya and Rashida. They're, you know, the it girls of the Atlanta scene. You guys know Toya and Rashida. I mean, I don't really need to introduce them, do I? Y'all know, like, they're pretty well known, not just in Atlanta, but, you know, period, in the celebrity world. Look at these decorations. Like, look at these decorations. Like, I was like, oh my God, like, honestly, if these were my wedding decorations, I would be very happy. Like, just like, and I'm talking about the table setting. The table setting was just amazing. The vibes are great. We had this backdrop. They had a bar that had custom drinks for us, that had the logo, the Harlem logo, and also there were other drinks too. Honestly, I drank so much I can't remember all of them, but hey, here's a peek at the menu right there. So you know what I'm saying? Vibes, drinks overflowing. Let's get into these men's, child. They had naked men's. Well, I mean, they wasn't naked, but they was naked in my mind. They was naked in my mind. See, this is exactly how I need to be spending my Black Women's Beyonce History Month. Served by white men. That's exactly how I need to spend the rest of my month. White people should be serving me at all times because I am a Black queen during Black Women's Black Beyonce History Month. This is Sasha. Y'all always see her with me, child. I dragged her out the house. She was drinking this drink. This was good too. It was a good pineapple drink. So we drinking, we vibing, we vibed up. We drinking, we vibed up. You know what I'm saying? Listening to the city girls in the background. You know what I'm talking about? Let's get more into the party. So more people taking pictures by the backdrop. Here's Toya. Toya's a vibe. She just knows how to have a really, really good time. And I told her events are always really, really bomb. I really love that about her. She knows how to throw a good vibe. What else? Oh my God, my friend Amy, my girl Amy. She's a rapper here out in Atlanta. She's really, really talented. Here's more of the girls. Mimi, Latoya. Look at Latoya next to me. Latoya. My fellow Canadian sister right here, child. And I think she's Trini, so she my fellow island girl too, child. I had to let her know I met Trini Queen Shania. When I posted about me and Shania, a bunch of people was like, girl, that's she. Trinidad claimed her. So I had to let her ass know I met Shania, bitch. See, I had to let her know. Period, pool. There goes Sierra. I love me some Sierra. Here goes Mimi. Yes, all the girls. All the girls. It was such a cute time.
And one thing I do want to express to you guys is we are so uber blessed to have the amazing, beautiful ladies of Harlem to join us tonight. So I just want to mention we have Megan here, we have Shanika here, we have Tracy here, and we have Jerry here.
Oh my God!
And guess what? They're about to come out right now.
Oh my God, I was so excited to meet everybody in person. This was so amazing, seeing all the girls, Shanika. I know Shanika's not the main actress of the show, but I feel like she steals the show each season. Like she's just like, obviously, like she's the main comedic relief. So it's great to see her. Meg, Jerry, girl, Jerry back there shaking ass, child. Jerry can shake some ass. I did not know that about Jerry, child. Baby, Jerry can shake some ass, child. Okay. Honestly, this was like coma food. Coma food. I slept so good this damn night, okay? Then we got to having more fun, child. Now I got a little stripper lesson real quick. Down to the party, child.
Everyone have a seat?
Y'all look at my boss lady. Meg. Y'all look at my boss lady.
Where you going? Hello, everyone. I'm Jasmine from Prime Video. So we're back for season 2. The first 2 episodes premiered last week. So this week we're going to show you episode 3 and 4.
He is sitting in my living room right now, June. He just showed up. How is it legal for him to just move back in here?
Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Last night was so lit. I thought I would have energy to come back home and talk to y'all. I did not. I was so tired. Like, I was so tired. I drank. How many drinks did I have? I don't even feel like I drank that much, but baby, the drinks was flowing. I mean, the event was great. Shout out to Amazon Prime and the market for such a honestly, that was the best viewing I've ever been to. Like, that was the best like viewing I've ever been to, because it just wasn't like no carpet, no all the formal stuff. It was just like, come in. They had pajamas for us. Come in, put your pajamas on, get to this food, and it was just a good time. So anyway, but while I was at the shindig, I was having a conversation with somebody about the dating story that I wanted to tell you guys. So remind me, like, wherever you are, whether you're at home, wherever you at, remind me to go back to tonight's party, because it has a lot to do with this Black Women's History Month dating story that I want to share with y'all. Okay, so a couple months ago, I was asked to go to somebody's birthday party. This guy that I'm about to tell you guys about. Let's call him David. So I had met David before. I had met him at one of his establishments before, and I had never really looked at him like that. He was really nice to me at the moment when I had met him. But again, like, I had never really looked at him like that. But for some reason, when she invited me to his birthday party, I went to his Instagram, and I had never really been following him like that. So I went and I clicked follow just to say happy birthday. I was like, damn, like, I want to at least like tell him happy birthday before I pop up to this birthday party, even though it was a surprise. It was a surprise for him. He didn't know. But anyway, so we get to the birthday party, and he's not there yet because it's a surprise for him. And I remember I asked my homegirl, I was like, Sasha, like, do you think he's attractive? And she was like, nah, I don't really think he's that attractive. My homegirl, Sasha, she's very hard. Like, she's very hard. She's not gonna give you, a nigga fine. Like, he really gotta be out of this world fine for her to be like, yeah, he's good looking. But anyway, she's like, no, I don't really think that he's all that. But once he got to the party, she was like, okay, you know what? I can see it. I can see it. Like, he's good looking. So anyway, we get to the party. He gets to the party. It's a surprise. And he was like really, really happy to see me. And I was really happy to see him. And I felt like I was looking at him with like new eyes. Like, okay, I'm looking at him. I'm looking at his body. You know, husky dude. He's not like muscular or anything, but I do appreciate me a husky dude. So he was husky, but like thick husky, if you know what I mean. So anyway, I'm like, okay, he's good looking, you know, obviously he's a successful person. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I didn't say anything to him at the party. I was just like, you know what, let me hit up my friend. And I did. I hit up my homegirl the next day, and I was like, hey, you know, such and such and such. I was like, you know, I'm kind of interested in him. She was like, what? You are? I was like, yeah. I was like, can you tell me a little bit about him? Because like I'm looking through Instagram, like I don't really see much, you know. And she was like, well, you know, he got 2 kids, you know, he got 2 baby mamas, but you know, the kids are older. And she said he doesn't really date. Like I don't ever really see him dating anyone. Like, I've known him for years and years. We hang out all the time. Like, he never talks about anybody like in the dating manner. She was like, but he's very fun to be around. He's a good time. Like, he's very aggressive. Like, you really have to get to know him and see like that he's not for everybody, but she was like, his aggression can be mistaken for like, I don't know, like him being kind of mean, but he's not being mean. He's just got that up top. He's from up north. He's got that type of mentality. I'm like, okay. I mean, as long as you're not disrespectful, like I'm good. So anyway, so I was like, well, hit him up and let him know that I'm interested in him. So she does. She hits him up and he's like, oh my gosh, like no way, because I actually had so-and-so invite her to my party because I've had a crush on her for a long time. So that same day we connect and he tells me, he's like, this is crazy because like literally I asked so-and-so to invite you to my party because I've been interested in you for a long time. I think you're dope. I think that you're beautiful. Like I'm really interested in you. And I'm like, okay, well this is great. Like I really don't do this. I don't really like put myself out there to guys a lot. So it was nice to put myself out there and the feeling be reciprocated. So I'm like, okay, this is lit during Black Women's History Month. Okay, Jessie about to have a man. Whoa, hold on, let's slow down. So, okay, cool. So first day that we connect, we're on the phone for like 2 hours. Like I'm talking about, this is like from 8 in the morning. Actually, it was like from 8 in the morning until like almost 11 o'clock in the morning. We were on the phone, like just having really good conversation. And, he had to go into work. So did I. And that night, throughout the day we kept in contact. And that night he hit me up. He's like, hey, what are you doing? I'd love to take you out to dinner tonight. I'm like, yes, please take me out to dinner. I'm always hungry, shit. So he took me out to dinner. It was nice. It was a really nice restaurant. He's a foodie. So dinners at nice restaurants became a norm for us. But anyway, like we go to the restaurant together. The vibes are just vibing. I'm like, oh my God, not Jessie got a man at home. Yes. I'm like, Jessie got a man. It's the first date and I'm already texting my homegirls like, girl, we finna have a summertime wedding. Summertime. Cancers. One thing about cancers, I feel like as a cancer, and if you're a cancer, let me know in the comments. But I feel like with cancers, right? We don't really date a lot. We might like mingle a lot, but we don't really we're not good daters because we get so invested quickly. So for us, it's like if we do go on a date, we done did some investigation and like we already have pre-feelings before the feelings come in play during the date, during Black Women's Beyonce Black History Month. Okay, so I feel like with us, if we tell you that like we are really feeling somebody, like we really are feeling that person. And after the first date, I really felt like, oh my God, this is great. Like he was much older than me. He's in his 40s. He's 45 years old. Like he now, I'm not a big fan of dating, men with kids, but his kids, he has one. His kids were much older. So I was like, okay, cool. Like he ain't got kids, he got adults. Like he got adults at the crib. And mind you, they were, both of the kids are from other women. He's never been married. I felt like that wasn't necessarily a good sign that you're 45 years old and that you have 2 children, 2 daughters with 2 different baby mamas. I feel like that does show a sign of you don't like commitment. And we did have a conversation about that. I was like, are you afraid of commitment? And he was like, I think so, yeah. But he's like, I'm getting older. And I'm like, I mean, you ain't getting older, nigga. You are older. Like, you old. You 45 years old. He's like, yeah, I'm 45 years old. Like, it is time for me to settle down. I do want to have a wife. He's like, I was a late bloomer. Success and maturity hit me later on. And now I'm finally seeing the type of success I've always wanted in my life. And he's like, I'm at a point. He's like, you're really coming into my life at a good moment where I am diligently seeking to settle down. Like, he's like, I'm actually looking to purchase a home. He was showing me like all the homes, like some of the homes that he had been viewing. Like he showed me like while we were on the date, he was showing me different homes that he's been viewing. He's like, yeah, like, I want a big home. I want something that's gonna feel like a family, like, and like the first date, we really had really good substantial conversation. It was funny though. We had a good time. Like it was fun. There was a moment that I don't know what he said to me. I was like, what did I say to this man? And he was like, girl, I would suck a fart out of your ass. Like, I'm dead ass. Like, I would suck a whole fart out your ass. And I was like, oh my God, like, he's the one. He is, this motherfucker, he is the one. I know you watching this like, Jessie, no. But I was like, suck a fart out of my ass? Baby, where is the preacher? Sign me up. Let's go ahead and just get married tonight. Like, what? Like, no, I've never had a nigga say some shit like that to me on the first date. Talking about how he'd suck a fart out of my ass. I just thought that was just funny. I love like guys that just are themselves, and you know, I have very quirky, like, y'all know my humor is not like everyday humor. Like I love hearing wild shit, and so that shit was funny to me. But anyway, but no, we had really good conversation about where he is in life, and you know, he told me that he wanted to buy a home, and that, you know, he's looking to settle down like within the next year or two. Like he's really looking for a wife. And then he told me himself that he doesn't really date that much. And so anyway, so that kind of, that was backed up by what my other friend was saying. What my friend that I said, you know, tell me more about dating. She's like, honestly, he doesn't really date that much. So I was like, okay, so he was saying everything. And before we went on the date, like when I knew I was gonna go on a date with him and I knew I was interested in him, not only did I speak to that one friend, but I literally hit up several friends. Like I was like, okay, like I had like we had about 3 or 4 mutuals, and all the mutuals that we have, they're people, like they're public figures that are really mindful about like who they hang out with and who they associate with. So I hit them up like, hey, what do you think? Hey, what do you think? Hey, what do you think? And the last person was like, oh, she's like, I love him for you. She's like, he's great. He's got businesses, you know, like, he's making great money, you know, he's single. I was like, you know, is his face dirty? Like, is there any like, please, I need to know. Because the thing about dating in Atlanta, these niggas be outside. Like these niggas and these women too, but these niggas be outside. And the problem with that is that I don't want to be showing up nowhere with a nigga whose face is dirty in these fucking Atlanta streets. Atlanta is way too small. Like you're seeing the same people all the time, and everybody knows everybody's tea. And I don't need to be in no situation where I'm popping up with a man that everybody done had or got a crazy situation that he's going through. Like I do my due diligence and I do my research. And honestly, like y'all have been in my life for what, 5.5 years now? Those of you who've been following me since the beginning. When have y'all ever seen me pop out with a nigga? Y'all have never seen me pop out with a man. I've told you guys dating stories. I've never really shared people's identities with you guys, but I've told you guys some of my dating experiences. Dating the last 5.5 years has changed so drastically. Like it's just not the same. And I feel like a lot of people now, it's just, even though there's so much information out there about people because of social media, I think social media makes it 10 times harder for you to get to know the real person, because everybody is chasing this image nowadays. It's really weird. And then when you're somebody who has a platform, you gotta worry about this person actually really wanting to be with you. Like, does this person actually like me, or is this person just here so they could get a quick look, they can, you know, boost up, you know, their contacts? Like, I told you guys about the scammer I dated last year. Like, literally, that was all that man wanted. That man was literally just trying to get to whatever contacts I had so that he could keep scamming at a higher level. Like, that's all that was, you know? And so, literally, you just have to be so mindful and careful who you link yourself up with, because a lot of times these people just, they don't really like you. They don't even like themselves. Like, we're living in weird times. So anyway, fast forward to this guy. So first date goes good. Communication is great. We're calling each other every day. Like, I'm talking about In the morning, he's hitting me up. Midday, he's hitting me up. Nighttime, he's not just what you doing, what you doing, what you doing, what you doing. If he ever hit me with a what you doing, it was followed by let's go get something to eat, or let's go do this. Or if he would hit me up and I'll be at the nail salon, that man would send me $200, $300 to get my nails done. Like, that's the type of vibe we were on. Like, the first 2.5 weeks, I'm telling you, I thought I was gonna be Murray. I was like, oh my God, let me start looking at ring sizes. What is my ring finger size? What do I wear? Like, what kind of gown do I want? Like, what's going, like, am I gonna have twins when I'm pregnant? I feel pregnant. Even though we ain't doing that, I just felt pregnant with, I felt a pregnancy. I felt pregnant with possibilities. I felt pregnant with a marriage and a relationship. I just felt pregnant, okay? Bitch. Week 3 hits, and it's a whole different story. Okay, so towards the end of week 3, everything was going really, really well. Like, we were spending a lot of time together. Like, I'm talking about 2 dates a week at least, like a lot of conversation, you know, a lot of keeping in touch, you know. And let me preface this, but let me make sure that you guys understand, this is a business owner, like, so he's very, very busy. Also, I want to make it clear to you, I don't know if I have to make it clear to y'all that I'm busy, but I mean, you guys see I haven't even really been able to be as consistent this past month because so many things have been going on with me in my career. So I'm a pretty busy gal as well. But, you know, I was making time for him. He was making time for me. There was one night that he came over. We watched a movie. We made out, like, and when we made out, it was just really, really nice and sensual. And I was like, yes, like my coochie was shaking and shit. I was like, yes, okay, it's giving, bitch. Like, it is giving. The chemistry is there and everything. So towards the end of week 3, things just started to shift. Like, he came over, like I said, he came over and he watched a movie. And like, after he came over and watched a movie, like, I hardly heard from him. Like, he kind of just went silent, ghost on me. And like, he wouldn't hit me up. And the thing about me is, like, if a guy doesn't hit me up, I'm not gonna hit you up. That's kind of, I just feel like if a guy's not hitting you up, that means that he's no longer interested in you, and that's fine. And then you just kind of move on. But our conversations were so good, and the time that we shared was so good. And like, this man like would call me like leisurely, like just would call me his wife, like, you wife, like you my wife, like you're everything I'm looking for in a wife, and all these things. I'm like, I don't know, I felt like, damn, like what is going on? So I would hit him up, I would call him, no answer. Text, no answer. And you know, I'd probably do that like once or twice a day, like one call, one text, and no answer. So for a couple days I did that. Then I was like, okay, I sent one text one day, he didn't answer me. But then I was like, well, we follow each other on IG, so let me go on IG, maybe something's wrong. Like, that's how just silent he went. I was like, maybe there's something wrong. So I go to his IG and he's having the time of his life. Like, he's reposting people, you know, he's leaving comments in people's, like, you know, comment section. And I'm like, let me send this man another text. Like, literally, like, I would just see him like do something in his stories, and I would send him another text and he wouldn't answer. I'm like, all right, cool. So I let him be. So like 2 weeks went by and he hit me up, and I was like, you know, we don't really have to date each other, David. Like, you're obviously busy, and you know, so am I. I'm really good at prioritizing. Like, if I am interested in someone, like, I can prioritize my time and I can make time for them. You obviously either don't have that skill or you're just way too busy. So, you know, we don't have to date. Oh, no. Like, that's not what it is. Like, I adore you. Like, I want to be with you. You know, I just want to take my time with you. And I'm like, yeah, you can take your time with me if that's what it is. But, you know, going totally silent, that's not taking your time on with someone. That's just showing me that you're not interested. And, you know, if you're not interested, that's fine. I'm not interested either. And his response to me was, no, like, let me make it up to you. Like, so we went on a date. Date was great. This is like the 2nd week of December by this. Like, we're going into like the 3rd week of December right now. So everything is great. Everything's like kind of back on track. We're dating again. We're going on dates. Communication is great, like for a week. Then the same pattern happens again. And once I noticed the same pattern happening again for like 2 days, I said to him, I said, you know what? I'm done. Like, I just want to be friends. I'm not interested in you. I'm good. And around this time, I was in New York working. This is like the week before Christmas. I'm in New York working on like 2 pilots that are trying to get picked up. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm not interested. And at that moment too, like after I kind of sent him that text, I like blocked him and everything off my phone because like I didn't want to like be reaching out to somebody or be tempted to reaching out to somebody that I no longer wanted to be in contact with. So I was like, you know, I'm done. We're good. Like, I didn't want to hear any like, you know, excuse about why you're not hitting me up or anything. I just was like, yeah, you're obviously not interested and neither am I. So I move on. So I want to say literally the day before Christmas, he gets in contact with me, pleads his case. We go out to eat Christmas Eve. We go out to eat Christmas Eve. And I have to tell you, now, is this like childish of me? But I really feel like when you're talking to a man around the holiday season, right? Like, I feel like men will ghost you because, I mean, number one, they don't like you. Or number two, they don't want to get you nothing for Christmas. And I kind of felt like, as we were on this date, I felt like, no, this man does like me, but I feel like he was avoiding, like, you know, having to do anything for me for Christmas, even though I didn't ask for it. But anyway, so as we're on the date, I'm like, so what are you getting me for Christmas? He was like, oh, I don't celebrate Christmas. I don't celebrate no holidays. I don't believe in Christmas. And I was like, well, I believe in Christmas. And I was like, you know, you and I have talked about like building a family, possibly building a family together if we were together. And like, I would want my kids to have a Christmas. I didn't really grow up with Christmas, but my kids will have Christmas. My husband and I will facilitate that for my kids. So I would want you to have to believe in Christmas, at least for the children's sake. And I said, me as a woman for Christmas, like, I deserve a Christmas gift. Like, we've been seeing each other for a couple weeks. You call me your wife when we're out and about. Like, when you introduce me to people, this is your wife. I'm your wife. Mind you, I'm not your girlfriend, but you swear up and down I'm about to be your wife. I'm like, where is your wife's Christmas gift? And he's like, okay, what do you want for Christmas? And I was like, I want a Chanel bag. Oh, that ain't no problem. I'll get you a Chanel bag. I'm like, okay, cool. Now, mind you, I had to go to Canada for Christmas. So I went to Canada Christmas Day. So we didn't spend any time for Christmas, but I was expecting a Chanel bag to await me when I got back to Atlanta. So anyway, so mind you, like I said, we're back on track. I'm in Canada. And while I'm in Canada, we're communicating with each other. We're talking to each other. You know, communication is better. And again, like, we're talking about, you know, us as a couple, like what life as a couple would look like, you know, like what is the time frame that we're looking at, like being with each other. And there was one text that he sent me, you know, as we're talking about being a couple, there was one text that he sent me. He was like, you know, I can't wait to spoil you with loyalty, love, and respect. I'm like, okay, like like maybe he's just, I don't know. I'm just trying to get to understand, like, if this man is really interested in me. And, you know, I did like break it down to him. I was like, I don't know. I just feel like sometimes you're just very you're very wishy-washy. One minute you really seem like you're interested in me, the next minute you don't. And he was like, no, the thing is, like, I've had a crush on you for so long. Like, I've had a crush on you for a couple years, and like, here you are, you're finally here. And it's like, you know, I'm trying to figure out, like, you know, how to maneuver this thing. And, you know, I don't want to fuck up. And I'm like, well, you're fucking up when you don't communicate. Like, that's all I'm asking from you is communicate and to be honest with me, you know, and yourself, and for us to just like genuinely date each other. Like, I don't see, and I even told him, I was like, you're 45 years old. I don't know, but okay, like, I'm trying here. I'm trying to understand you. So anyway, so as I'm in Canada, initially, because I was there for a week, initially for the first couple of days, like, communication's great. Then out of nowhere, it's just like, he just falls off the face of the earth. Mind you, again, like, I go to his Instagram, the nigga's living it up, you know, and he's not talking to me. And if you're not talking to me, I'm not going to talk to you. Point blank, period. And so there was one night where he FaceTimed me I think he probably was drunk and he FaceTimed me while he was out with his friends. It looked like they were at a party. And I couldn't really make out what he was saying. I tried to FaceTime, he hung up. I tried to FaceTime him again, FaceTime him back, but he sent me to, like, you could tell when somebody like cancels your FaceTime because it was like immediate. So I was like, okay. So probably like 2 days later, he hits me up. Oh, I haven't heard from you. I'm like, I said, bro, like I literally like hit you up the other day. You FaceTime me, I hit you up and you were partying. No, I wasn't partying. I was like, yeah, you were. I heard the party going on in the background. He's like, oh, that's the old me. That's I'm changing for the new year or some shit like that. I was like, okay. It was by this point, I'm just like, okay. I'm honestly just talking to you because I'm in Canada. It's cold as fuck. I'm with my family, but I'm not getting any like romantic attention and I'm fucking bored at this moment. But still, I'm just like, this just don't seem right to me. So, make a long story short, I text him on New Year's and I'm like, hey, David, I'm so happy that we connected in 2022. I look forward to getting to know you, investing in you, and hopefully I'll get to love you and build with you this year. Have a fantastic 2023. That was my New Year's text to him. This was David's New Year's text to me. I was asleep. Happy New Year. So anyway, I just going about my day. I just was like, okay, yeah, I'm pretty much done. He hits me up again and asked me about like, picking me up from the airport. And I kind of debated it, but I was like, you know what? Why not? A free ride from the airport, yeah, cool, whatever. So he picks me up from the airport and, the car ride from the airport, he actually like takes me out to eat. We go to a restaurant, we go out to eat. And while we're at that restaurant, I bring up the text. I'm just like, I don't know. We're in a new year now. Like, I really just only want to spend my time with someone who I know for a fact is interested in me. I just really don't get that vibe from you. And, we can just be friends. And his response to me was, you're not going to give me no ultimatum to be with you. And I was like, what ultimatum am I giving you? He's like, no, you're trying to give me an ultimatum, like, to be with you. Like, I said, I'm not trying to give you no ultimatum to be with me. I'm telling you, I don't feel like you're interested in me. And that's cool. Like, let's just be friends while we still can be friends. Because if things go a certain way, like, I'm not gonna want to be friends with you. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, no. Like, the thing is, like, you are so used to being in control. Like, I'm a man. You're not gonna like control me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna lead this. I'm gonna lead what we have going on. You just do what you do. You just be you. You do your Jessie Woo stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you go and you host, you be successful, and let me take care of everything else. Like, I got this. Like, but don't be trying to give me no ultimatum. I was like, I don't think you have the right definition of what an ultimatum is. I've never once given you an ultimatum. I'm just letting you know, like, you're not about to be playing in my face. That's it. So if you really want to date each other, let's date each other. If you don't, if you're not interested, we don't have to do that and we can just be friends. And he's like, no, I want to be with you. I'm like, well, first of all, you need to not be disrespectful to me. And then, like, yeah, if you're really genuine about being with each other, genuinely date me. That's all I'm saying. Cool. So I'm like, and I know y'all are watching this and y'all like, why the fuck is she still talking to this nigga? And I think just a part of me is like, y'all, I have to be honest, like, I don't do a good job of dating. And so for me, I'm just like, listen, I really want to wrap shit up. Like, I'm really like, I'm at a point where I want to wrap shit up. However, like, I'm not going to settle now, but I do want to wrap shit up. And I feel like the wrap shit up spirit really did a number on me when it came to this guy. So anyway, we go on a date, y'all. He takes me to a dinner date the next day. It was beautiful. It was a gorgeous, gorgeous night. And it was such a romantic dinner that I was like, oh my gosh, like, you know what, like, I'll go back home with him. I had not been to his house yet. We hadn't been intimate. Like, nothing intimate had, you know, happened between us. I was like, you know what, I do want to, you know, go to his house. Like, you know, maybe he's being the way he's being with me because, like, I haven't really given him any, like, action for real. And when I say action, I mean, like, you know, like sexual action, like, and I don't necessarily mean sex, but do y'all understand what I'm saying by that? Like, I think, like, men like to know that you are sexually attracted to them too. I don't do a good job of showing that a lot of times. Again, I was trying to make sure that in this situation that I exhausted everything and I knew, okay, I tried. You know what I mean? Because on paper, this man seemed like everything like that I would really want in a husband and somebody I want to settle down with. But again, like, as things were going forward, it just was not given. But anyway, now we're at this restaurant. We're having a romantic dinner. It was so romantic, y'all. Like, it was a French restaurant, French cuisine that I really enjoy. And he saw that while I was in Canada that I had a lot of French cuisine. So he wanted to introduce me to, like, you know, some French cuisine here in Atlanta. You know, so I was really, really excited about that. So we're at this dinner. It's romantic. I took my camera with me. Like, the camera that I have right now that I'm using, it's really big. It's a big camera, but it's such good quality. I took it with me to the restaurant, you know, because I wanted to capture our dates. Y'all, I literally made this video of him from the date that was so sweet and so cute. And anyway, it just was a beautiful vibe. So again, we go back to his crib afterwards and I'm like, okay, you know, whatever happens tonight happens. Like, I just want to continue this vibe. And again, like I said, like, I just really wanted to, you know, show him, like, you know, sexually that I am attracted to you. But also, I ain't gonna hold y'all, you know, this was in January. I hadn't had sex since, like, it had been like 6 months since I had sex. So a part of me too was like, even though this nigga been acting up, maybe he might have good dick. Like, maybe on the other side somewhere over the rainbow, maybe there was a big dick waiting for me at the end of the rainbow. So I said, let me go ahead and see if I could get somewhere over the rainbow dick. I was trying to get somewhere over the rainbow dick with this nigga. So now we're at his house, right? At his house after the date. It's a vibe. We get into his room, you know, so I'm in his room, and y'all, we in his bed. You know, first of all, whenever I go to a man's house, actually that was my second time at his house. Just the first time I went to his house was Christmas Eve, but we didn't, like, nothing really happened. I just met him at his house and we went out to eat. But this time, like, I just was really like, okay, like, the first time I had been to his house, I had examined his home. Very nice home, like, decorated very, very well. I was like, okay, this, I could definitely see myself, like, living with someone like this. If this is how you keep your home, yes, 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 yes. But anyway, so it's the second time after this date, I'm at his crib, right? So y'all, we grown. Let's get to it. We in the bed, we kissing, you know, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, this is a vibe. Like, yeah, this nigga toxic, but I really might get some toxic ass over the rainbow dick that might make everything, like, you know what I'm saying, smoothing out a little bit. So let me see if it's worth it, child. I mean, I know y'all watching this, y'all judging me. Don't act like you've never been here, okay? This is a safe place, baby. This is sister talk, okay? Sister, when I got button up, when me that one tutu ni, okay? When me that one tutu ni na kaban neglan. And for those of y'all who don't know what I just said during Black History Women's Month, that means I got into the bed and I was bucket naked, okay? So I'm bucket naked now, and we kissing, we making out. He rubbing on my, you know what I'm saying? He rubbing on my coochie. I'm like, yes, I'm rubbing my coochie against his thigh, child, letting all the juice just, you know what I'm saying, drown his fucking thigh meat, okay? So we kissing, we tonguing me down and all that shit, right? Now, as I was tonguing him down, I did realize he had more stomach than I anticipated, but I didn't care. Again, like, I like husky niggas, so, you know, I would have liked to know he had more stomach, but it was cool, whatever. I just had to do one of those, like, moves where, like, it's like, you know how normally when you, like, dry humping somebody, like, you know, you this, but I had to, like, fold myself up and kind of, like, do a donut movement, like, you know what I'm saying, so I could get to the meat. I was trying to see what he was working with underneath all that stomach meat. So anyway, y'all, so we kissing, we touching or whatever. So I get, like I said, I was naked. He kissing on my titties or whatever and ever. And then I'm like, and he's like, he stops me and he's like, do you want me to eat it? And I was like, what? And he's like, do you want me to eat it? And I was like, I don't know. It just was so awkward. I'm just like, I know we've reached like consent here. Like, this is the age of consent. I feel like I kind of I made my consent known. Like, I got naked and I was like actively like pouncing on him.
And also, just to make this clear, because I didn't record this in the video, but every time we be at dinner, this man would always tell me about all the nasty things he would do to me. Like, oh, I'ma spit on that pussy. I'ma swallow that pussy. I'ma eat that pussy. So I'm like, damn, bitch, we at the Thanksgiving dinner table now, nigga. Eat it up. Like, eat it the fuck up. What the fuck you waiting on? I don't know. It just was weird. It was just giving me a lot of pause. It's like, what do you mean? Like, do you want me to kiss it? Yeah, nigga. The fuck? Yeah, bitch. That's why I got I'm gyrating my naked vagina on your thigh for you to fucking eat it, bitch.
And he was like, you want me to kiss it? Like, you want me to kiss it? It just was so awkward that I just didn't say anything. So he didn't. And then I started hearing this like fop, 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 fop. I'm like, what's going on? And I see his hand going like this, and I hear fop, 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 fop. So I'm like, is this nigga's? I hear this fop, 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 and I see him like going like this, and I'm like, c'est pas vrai, c'est pas zozo nèg la pa marcher. Pas zozo pa marcher. Gele pa ka faire zozo a camper. Pas comprendre during Black History, Black Women's Month. Is this man trying to get to stand? I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So he's still fop, 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 fop. And mind you, like, I'm still like gyrating to see if I could see what's going on, and I don't feel nothing. And so this man leaves the bed, goes downstairs, never to return. I hear him downstairs on the telephone, cracking up with somebody. I'm just like in the bed, like, I'm really about to go into Black Women's Beyonce History Month in this condition. Like, it just was crazy. So I think I just eventually just rolled over and went to sleep, because then I just woke up the next morning. Nothing happened between us. I went home. I actually had to go to Dish Nation the next day. So cool. So y'all, what do y'all think happened next? Didn't hear from this nigga. Oh, you know what? No. He hits me up 2 days later. I don't hear from this man, but 2 days later, he hits me up. And it's on FaceTime. And I'm like, hello. He's like, what's up? You know, I haven't heard from you. I'm like, at this point, like, I feel like I'm being redundant here, and I don't really want to talk to this person anymore. I just feel like I've had this conversation with this person already several times, so I'm not going to have it anymore. So I'm just kind of like just looking at him on FaceTime while I'm getting ready. I'm not really talking to him. And this man made a comment to me, and I thought, wow, now I really know what the problem with this is. So what did he say to me? I think I said something. I really can't recall what I said to him. But he said to me that oh, the thing is, I don't want to give it to you yet because you're going to go crazy. You're going to, like, if I give you this dick, you're going to go crazy for it. And I don't want to do that to you yet. I don't want to do that to you yet. And this nigga is dead ass serious. Like, he is dead ass motherfucking serious. On FaceTime with me, like, yeah, I don't, you know, like, if I do it to you, man, I'm telling you, like, you're gonna go crazy. I'm not trying to do that to you yet. Like, I can't give it to you yet. And I said, nothing. Cause literally, like, what I was gonna say was, I know we're not talking about that handicap dick you got. Not the handicap dick. Not the dick that needs help standing. I know we're not talking about the same handicap dick. Not that dick. We're not talking about the same dick. There's no way. There's no way. We talking about that disabled dick you try to give me. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way that this man can be this fucking delusional. So anyway, that was the end of that conversation. I was like, you know, I gotta go. I'm getting ready for work. So I don't talk to him anymore. I literally don't talk to him anymore. I don't reach out to him. I think like about probably like more than a week went by and I get a text from him. Like, truly, even right now as I'm telling y'all this story, like, I really couldn't believe that this man got on my motherfucking FaceTime and wasted my unlimited internet minutes with AT&T to tell me that he couldn't, I can't give it to you just yet. You gonna go crazy. Like, these niggas need therapy. 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 Oh. Instead of buying all these mics, put the microphones down and get a therapist. Nous besoin thérapie. Et puis nous besoin bon Dieu tout. Nous besoin bon Dieu, nous besoin thérapie. Tête nous pas bon. Tête nous pas bon. So anyway, probably like almost 10 days go by. I had a cousin of mine come into town, mind you, like before she came into town, and when he and I were still like on good terms, we had talked about all this stuff we were gonna do with her. She comes into town, I'm like, girl, child, ain't no David, bitch, ain't no David. But we ended up going somewhere where we saw him, and he came over and talked to us for a little bit, whatever. And mind you, like, he's talking to her like he and I are like in a great place, like he and I are still like dating and stuff. I'm just like, okay, mind you, she knows like ain't shit going on, but whatever, you know, we just listen. We not here for a long time. We're just here for a good time. So, you know, if you gonna entertain us with your lies, and so be it. You know what I mean? Anyway, so about a week after that, so probably almost 2 weeks went by. This is like in January now, and he didn't hear from me. So he hits me up, and he says to me, Jessie, is everything okay? And I said, yes. He says, why haven't I heard from you? Your cousin is here. And I said, because I'm the prize. He says, I agree, but that don't mean we have to ignore each other. So I proceeded to send this man like at least like 3 screenshots of me like texting him over the past 2 months, texting him, hey, I called you, and like no response. And of course, he doesn't respond to those screenshots at all. So some time passes, and I said, you know, you've done a very good job showing me how uninterested you are, and I'm no longer interested either. So I hope we can be friends. And he says, we are friends though, and that's not true. I said, okay, have a good night. Going back to niggas being delusional, because you guys are watching, and you guys, please drop that in the comments. Let me know, the women out there or the men out there. let me know if you agree or disagree with this, but I have never gotten bucket naked in any of my homeboys' beds with intentions of having them rearrange my guts. I've never done that. I have never done that with any of my homeboys. None of my homeboys, none of the men that you would ever hear me say is my homeboy, they do not know what my coochie sweat smell like. They don't know that. They don't know that. So when he says, oh, we are friends though, to me, that's like gaslighting. And it's something that a lot of guys do. It's something a lot of guys do. Gaslighting. You know damn well we're not friends. We weren't building a friendship. We were not building a friendship. We were not building a friendship, Mr. Handicap Dick. That's not what we're doing. So get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. But anyway, I said, all right, have a good night. So then some time goes by after that, probably like 2 weeks. And he texts me, hey, I'm thinking about you. I said, nice to be thought of. He says, how you been? I said, great, thank you. He said, I miss talking to you. Where are you? I said, I'm in Miami, because I was in Miami doing like a Wildin' Out show at FIU. Shout out to FIU, my alma mater, where I got 2 degrees from. And I said to him, I don't miss you, David. You're not the guy I thought you were. You're very cold, very dismissive. You're rude. You don't like to communicate. You're not romantic. You're not thoughtful. You're pretty much an asshole. And he's like, wow, that's deep. And I said, you're just mean. I'm not interested in that at all. He's like, none of that is true. And I literally sent him the Happy New Year text. Like, I literally sent that to him. I was like, since you don't think it's true, I don't think there's a point of me in communicating with you at all. Because mind you, I sent him a screenshot. He never responds to the screenshots. You know, a lot of these men, when you bring something to their attention, they don't address it. They will skip over it, right? And now then kind of like have you feeling like you're crazy, like it didn't happen because they don't acknowledge it. So it's like it didn't happen, right? But I'm the type of person you just can never, like, that's never going to work. I don't know about for other people, but I'm the type of person, we have a problem, we gonna have that problem until you address it and until you change the behavior. If you don't change the behavior, we're gonna have that problem. And I cannot be with anybody who doesn't address issues head on so that we can move past it. I don't move past shit. I don't. It gotta get resolved. If it's not resolved, we ain't moving past shit. Period. Resolve it or get the fuck on. Like, that's just really how I operate. If we ain't gonna resolve shit, baby, go ahead and get the fuck on. I'm not the girl for you. So, you know, I sent him the screenshot. Of course, he doesn't address it. And I say, well, since none of that is true, I don't think there's a point of me communicating with you at all. You have no accountability. This is literally the most dismissive text I've ever received. And in addition to the New Year's text, I said, it's like you live in an alternate universe. I'm just not interested in you anymore. You're not the guy you presented yourself to be. I deserve better. He said, I apologize. I'll make it up to you. I just have a lot going on right now. My intentions are pure, and the shit you're saying I've never heard before in my life.
Just wanted to drop in and say something else. I think it's a crock of shit when people say, oh, I've just got a lot going on right now. Listen, as someone who does have a lot going on, which I do, I literally became a Delta Sky Miles Platinum Medallion member in 1 year. Trust me, I have a lot going on. And as someone who does have a lot going on, I know that when I'm really interested in someone, I'm going to prioritize that person. If I want to get to know someone, I'm going to prioritize that person. Anything that I care about in life, I'm going to prioritize. So when someone who was already having a lot going on, because this person is a business owner, you always had a lot going on. When they want to use that excuse, I just don't buy it. And quite frankly, the reality is we all have a lot going on. Even if you're a stay-at-home mom, you have a lot going on. Everybody has a lot going on. So when anybody says that to you, just know that that's them telling you that they don't know how to prioritize their time. They're not that interested in you. And they're just fucking playing in your face and just using you as a placeholder for when they feel like entertaining you, they can come pick you up and then drop you whenever they feel like it. Bitch, go play with your mama, not me.
I said, I don't want you to make anything up to me. We are friends going forward, and that's it. And his response to that is, well, I'm not gonna let you talk down to me like I'm some clown. You need to watch your mouth because I've never disrespected you. And I said, you've never had anyone hold you accountable. That's why you can't compute what I'm saying. I've sent you the same screenshot twice telling me Happy New Year. I was asleep after I literally poured my heart out onto you. You are dismissive and you lack communicative skills. He said, I may have been dismissive, but I never disrespected you once. I said, that's a form of disrespect. Unchanged behavior is disrespect. He said, it's not intentional. I said, well, I just want to be friends. I'm not interested in you anymore. I really was before, but I'm not. You're too busy to communicate. You're not a man of your word. You're cold. You're dismissive. You pick and choose when you want to talk to me. I'm not interested at all. He's like, all right, well, enjoy your stay in Miami. I apologize. And I said, you literally just said everything I said isn't true. So what are you apologizing for exactly? You're not sorry about anything. And he says, see, look how fucking rude you are. And I said, yeah, because you have no accountability. You say sorry, you keep doing the same thing. Search sorry in our text thread and see how many times you've said it in less than 2 months. Don't be sorry. Change your behavior. He's like, well, you won't let me. And you said you were done with me. So, I'm sorry. He said, you won't let me. You said you were done with me and to go nosedive off a cliff. I said, you're really delusional. We've been having the same conversation since the middle of December. You say sorry, you keep doing the same thing. Why would your response be Happy New Year, I was asleep, to such a heartfelt message? You don't find that cold and dismissive? He's like, I understand that. I said, then a week later, I sent you videos of me admiring you at dinner. Remember I said I took those videos of us at dinner. I said, I send you those videos of me admiring you at dinner and you don't even respond. Literally, he never responded to those videos. But then on FaceTime, you said to me, oh, I wish you'd sweat me. That's not delusional to you? You're delusional. Where's the Chanel bag you said you'd get me? Why make empty promises knowing that you're not going to keep them? He sent me another text, I apologize. Mind you, he sends me like a GIF saying I apologize. I said, you ignore my calls, my texts, then a week goes by without me reaching out to you. Now it's, why haven't I heard from you? I'm not a pet you just pick up and put down when you feel like it. You're 40 fucking 5. You're too old to be playing in my face like this. He said, when you get back, I'm picking you up from the airport and I want you to say all this to my face. What does that sound to y'all? What does that sound like to y'all? What does that sound like to y'all? When you get back from Miami, I'm gonna pick you up from the airport so you can say all this to my face. What does that sound like to y'all? What does that, does anybody in the chat want to spell it out? T-H-R. Come on, say T-H-R-E-A-T. That sound like a threat to me. That sound like a threat to me. So I responded, I said, no, thank you. You're really enjoying this because you like violence. It's the only thing you respond to. Then you apologize and do the same thing, hoping that you'll get the same type of energy. This is not my vibe. I'm too fly for this shit. I want to be with someone who's going to bring the best out of me, not this. Period. He was like, okay. And I said, I really hope you take the time to read this thread and really reflect on the things I said to you. It's not to harm you. It's just me being truthful about my experience with you. I don't think you're a bad person. I just think you suck at dating. Anyway, I truly wish you the best. I hope everything goes well with you. I hope you accomplish all your goals for the year. Take care of yourself. His response to me was, the amount of respect I have for you, you're the last person I ever wanted to let down. I'm heartbroken. I didn't respond. Child, since then, he's just been sending me all these, what's up? Hey, I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about you. I don't respond. I'm just like, the behavior is toxic. You're not really interested in me. And you got a handicap dick. I'm good. Like that's not how I'm trying to spend my black, what we in? Black Women's Beyonce History Month. That's not the work of the Lord in my life. I'm sorry. I am sorry. No.
And back to, like I was saying earlier, how I went to an event and I had a conversation about this particular guy with a girl of mine, with a homegirl of mine. I told her at the party, I forgot to say this in the video, but I told her at the party that, hey, like things didn't work out with me, like in David. And he actually was like, he turned out to be a very mean person. And she said, I just didn't want to say anything to you, but I just felt that you could do better. I just didn't want to say it. She's like, I've always thought that he was really, really weird and something was off about him. And plus he got kids. Like, you shouldn't be with no man with no kids. And like, she's giving me a long list of things. And I'm just like, girl, where was this when I asked you about him? Like, I literally asked you about this man. And you said he was a great choice, that you had never heard anybody say anything bad about him, that you didn't really know much of his dating history, that he didn't really seem to date. But I felt like her as a person, if you've been around him, and even though her and I are not that close, if I'm opening that door to you, girl, warn me. Like, I really feel like as Black women during Black Beyonce History Month, like, a lot of us should do that more. I feel like a lot of us don't do that because you don't want to look like a hater. But girl, if a girl asks you your opinion about a man and you've witnessed certain things that are off, let her know. If she's opening that door, please let her know. Like, you could be protecting her big time. Like, to be honest, the more and more I look back on this situation, I really foresee domestic abuse. Like, I feel like if that was a person I stuck with, there would have definitely been domestic abuse there. And here's the thing with me, I've never been in a domestic abusive relationship before, but I know the day a man puts his hands on me, I'm going to be the last woman he put his hands on. It's going to be a 48 hours 2020 special about how Jessie Woo is, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be a 2020 special. Like, I guarantee you. I guarantee you, which is why I told him, I was like, I don't ever want to be with somebody who brings out this type of energy in me. Ever. Because, baby, I'm Haitian. Baby, I'm Haitian. I will chop your ass up and feed your ass to your ass. Okay?
That's not the work of the Lord in my life. So, that's my dating. That is my latest dating experience. I do have another date that I want to tell you guys about, but I took so long with this one. Y'all probably done logged off by now, but it's February, and the time that I do spend with you guys this month, I do want to share some of my dating experiences that I have had recently that I haven't talked to you guys about. This one to me was such a waste of my time. It just was a waste of my time. I think I saw signs early on, but I think with me, here's what I can say, like, hindsight, is that, again, I do have a wrap it up spirit in me right now, which is I really just want to wrap this up. I'm not a good dater. I don't like going on dates. I don't like meeting men. I don't. And I say every year I'm going to do better. I joined another dating app this year, and I've barely been keeping up with that. I thought about hiring a matchmaker. I have looked up matchmaking services for me. I think that might be my next gig. I am actually seeing someone at the moment. Things are actually going very well. But even then, it's like, I feel like I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, it's like, like, I don't know. There's a part of me that really, really wants to just be done with dating. And I really want to find my husband. I really want to. And I hate sometimes people be like, oh, your husband gonna find you, and don't be looking for nothing. It's like, I don't actively look, but I'm looking. If that makes sense. I'm not blind. So I am looking. I am trying to stay alert to make sure that I don't miss out on anybody. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I just feel like, ooh, this is just all just, it's hard to get to know people. People put up these facades. People need therapy. They don't need to be dating. It's just all so weird. It's all so weird. And I enjoy my own company so much that sometimes all of this to me seems worthless. Like, I have no problem going down to the clinic and having my 2 kids and being done. I really don't. I don't have a problem with that. I have an army of people around me that love me, my family members, I have aunts, I have cousins. Like, I'm really not worried about that. And that also scares me too, because I would want my kids to have a father. Like, I know growing up without my dad, it was not great. And even my mom got remarried, and I never looked at her husband as my father. Like, it wasn't given that. So I've never really had a father, you know what I'm saying? And I know that empty feeling, and I feel like I'm fighting for my future kids to have that and to have a stable, loving home. And I want them to see their mom in a healthy relationship. But I don't know. It's just, then I hate when people be like, oh, well, it's the guys that you entertain. It's the guys that, it's like, no, this is what it is right now. Like, this is what it is. All the good guys that I know, they're married. I know a lot of good men, and they're married. They're either married or on their way to marriage with someone that they're in a relationship with. And then the men around them also are in the same situation. So that's why sometimes it's hard to find a good man, because let me tell you something, when the sisters get their hooks on a good man, they're not stupid. They're not stupid. They do what's needed to be done. So, you know, pray for me, y'all. That's my dating story. I don't know. That's my dating time story for this video. I'm sorry I've been absent. I'm gonna try to be more active this month with you guys. Happy Black Beyonce History Month. I love y'all. Make sure that you subscribe, like, share, and I'll see you guys in the next video.